want to talk about some of those other growth stocks that you really believe in, because when I was looking through your holdings this time, they've changed. There's some new ones that have really popped up. You mentioned that you think EV is the place to be. It's not just Tesla. You've also recently invested in GM's Cruise. I think you bought 1.24 million shares in January. That was the first time you kind of ventured into that. Why?
Well, it's a private investment. And it's $10 million, and it's a robo-taxi business, and it's in San Francisco starting, and they had asked us to invest, and so it's not a very large investment, $10 million out of $50 billion, and it just helps us understand this business better, and plus Dan Ammon, the president of that company, I love this guy, he's fantastic, so it's a bet on him, and tools that he's developed, and I like the strategy he has. But let me talk about, so what they do is they map every single street corner in San Francisco, every single intersection, every single stop sign, every single stoplight, every single driveway. And then the cars drive around and they pick you up and drop you off, and that's going to start service very shortly. Waymo does the same thing in Phoenix, identical idea. That they map every single square inch of that city. What Tesla does is that they want to have a software which is going to be introduced by the end of this year, which is going to be able to take a car and drop it in Tulsa and drop it in San Francisco and San Diego and Asbury Park, New Jersey, where I'm from, anywhere, and drive just like you would, better. And so that's what they want to do. And they want to use machine learning and artificial intelligence to do that, to drive just like you, but better. And so when they do that, that's really, everyone's skeptical they will ever be able to do that, but they can do it, but they think they can do it. We'll see. And if they can do it, that business is going to be this giant home run. That's what Elon is projecting. And he's going to be able to get the subscription service for it. But the other ideas, so the Rivian, so we've invested in Rivian. That's a private company. And we invested in them when it was, 10 billion market cap a year ago, and $27 billion recently. It's probably, it was just an article speculating they're going to go public at 50 billion, and it's going to trade at 100 billion. Rivian is going to make it. That is a really neat company, with the trucks. I mean, I'm really excited about that one. Amazon owns 20% of the company. The other companies, one after another. I think people are crazy. I'm thinking about investing in these companies. You saw me invest in Tesla for 10 years, 8 years, and how hard it was. And you had a CEO that was, on the verge of financial, Armageddon, and sleeping on the floor of a factory. And when he's mechanizing, it wasn't working properly, and losing money, and starting new plants, and being criticized roundly. And you know what? Everyone else, when they sell cars, they spend a couple $1,000s a car in advertising. He doesn't spend a dime. His profit, because he's so well known, everyone wants to invest with Elon Musk and Tesla. So basically, he has created this brand, and these there were 300 car companies in the early 1900s. They virtually everyone failed. In the 1950s, there were, I guess we talked about this once when I was on before, there were 50 of them. And they all failed. And so people think that these new companies coming on, and in the 1880s or 1890s, there was a steam engine car. And how many car companies, when you transition from steam engines to gasoline engines, how many of those cars made it?
Sure.
And the answer is none.
Yeah.
So if you think all these companies starting up are going to make it, I think it's a dream.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.